And now what we'd like to do is take you into a side break, and we can also do an underarm turn from this. So if you remember, dancing, we usually get pretty much one rhythm and just do different things with it. So now what we're going to do, okay, we have her, we're going to go to the side and just do side, touch, and sway, sway, side. So you notice how offset we are. You can see my leg right between her legs, right there, okay? And she's dancing definitely with my right side. So now we get nice and close and not be uncomfortable. Now remember to keep your posture. Remember, we lean slightly forward, we keep our knees bent, and we break from our pelvic area. If you don't have this break, you're not dancing, you're walking through your variations. If you break a little bit, you start getting a lot of feeling coming from there, and then that also leans your chest plate forward so that you have your intimacy. We get our intimacy from up here. Our chest plates try and come close together. Now that does another good thing, because your axis, your center point, is your sternum going right over your front knee. Now, if the lead is doing that and the follow is doing that, if we both, then all of a sudden our sternums come together. And we call that sharing an axis. And that's how we stay nice and close and nice and comfortable. So here we are, we're nice and close, we just go out, step, side and sway, sway, out to the side, and sway, sway. Okay, so it's pretty easy. Not much lead because you don't have to turn her, but now we're going to do an underarm turn with that. So here we have step, touch, and turn, turn, step, touch, and sway, sway. Okay, so first of all, guys, leads, when you're here, you're doing your step, touch. Instead of doing the sway, because she's traveling a little bit on the turn, you do a side together, and then you start again with your step, touch. Now do it this way so you can follow it. You go step, touch, step, together, step, touch. Okay? Then the follows, you'll have, we'll open it up a little bit, step, touch, step, and you'll start spinning. Now here's very important, you're a little bit closer, so when you start to open up a little bit, okay, you want to take your hand off and put your elbow across your chest plate. This is how you do all your turns, if you've noticed in any other videos. Anytime, ladies, you want to turn to your right, you bring your left elbow, you put it straight across your chest plate, it pulls you around and you do a very nice turn. Very balanced, and it looks good also. But like I said, you can't do it here. Once he leads you, once you get to about there, about 1/8 of a turn, you're able to take that off, put it across, and turn yourself with it, and do a nice turn. So remember, you have a choice. When he leads you, you can do a turn, or you can do a good turn. Most of the time, the follows just turn their whole body and go. And you get around, but it's not very much dance in that. But if you think first, when he gives a lead, remember there's time to think. You don't have to rush it. Then you can take this off, put the elbow through, and do a good turn that feels good and looks good. So we're here. Step, touch, she pushes through, side, touch. That's it. And make sure you put it straight across your chest plate. Oh, let's do it this way so you can see it. Okay. Now watch how her arm comes straight across her chest plate, and it feels good. It crunches right here in the pec, but more importantly, it pulls across the back, and that's what makes you turn in all turns. Okay, and we'll show you how to do that. Step, touch, push it through, step. There we go. So when you're turning, most people don't realize this. Your elbow goes first. Your shoulders go second, your knee can come in with the shoulders, then your feet go. So we don't go around all at once. There are actually 3 separate timings that go around. So it goes 1, 2, 3, just like that. So your body feels twisted a little bit, and that way you do a very comfortable turn and a very rhythmical turn. Okay, now guys, for the leads, okay, you take this right hand here when it's time to turn, and you just push her through like that. Okay? Now remember, a good leader is not necessarily a strong leader, but a long leader. So when I start leading her, I continue to lead even after she's turning. And that's called follow through. Just like in any sport, if you throw a ball or you hit a ball, you always have follow through. We do the same thing. This helps to stabilize her, step, and it synchronizes our bodies more. That's the more synchronized we can be, the more enjoyable it is, the more we're dancing together. Side, touch, side, I push, I keep pushing, Right. And that helps also because if she gets bumped or she goes off balance, you still have a hand on her and you help to balance her. Okay. Now next thing in, here's the next common mistake. Step, touch. When the guys lead, they always do this. They push her with the right and they pull this one back like that. So they're trying to turn with both hands. So number one, you always only lead with one hand or one side. The other hand stabilizes her. So when I'm here and I'm going step, touch, and she starts going, I'm leading with my right. My left just goes up and down, okay? And be careful, guys, not to try and turn with this. That always makes her do a back bend. That hand has to keep traveling that way because that's the way that she's turning. So see, it keeps going over here, okay? Next important thing, we only lead one part at a time. So I don't raise the hand and lead at the same time. I start leading her, she starts turning. Once I notice she's turning, then this hand goes up and down, okay? So the one hand stabilizes her, the other one leads, and we have it at separate times. Step, touch, lead, lift, side, touch. Right, and then it has a nice rhythm to it also. So you have different parts of your body. It's not going all at once. You're doing your lead on the first count of that quick and the lift on the second part. So we have a nice rhythm, a nice connected rhythm to it. So there you have a side break and the underarm turn.